Story 1. My 34F partner of 5 years took issue with me M36 sending my 8-year-old back to her mom's with food. Am I insane? Disclaimer. I apologize in advance for asking for advice about someone getting upset over a half-eaten loaf of bread. Background. I'm a dad to two amazing girls, 8 and 11 years old, whom I love dearly. My ex and I separated about 6 years ago, but we get along well and co-parent smoothly. When I work away from home, she often keeps the girls on my week as a favor to me since she works from home. I pay child support, although it's minimal. I met my current partner about 5 years ago. She has a 9-year-old child and is also separated. We're not living together full-time yet, but we're in the process of closing on a house. The situation. Both my partner and I have been working out of town for the past week in different locations, so we traveled separately. On my way home, I stopped at a bakery that sells a special raisin bread that my youngest daughter loves. This is the only bakery that sells it, and she's the only one who eats it. I had my girls with me this weekend since I hadn't seen them all week, and their mom had kindly kept them for me on my week. By Sunday, there was about half a loaf of bread left, and since I was heading out of town again, my partner asked if I was going to freeze it. I explained that it doesn't freeze well, so I was going to send it with my daughter to her mom's place so she could finish it. My partner got visibly upset by this and went to the bedroom. I followed to ask what was wrong, and she told me that she didn't think I should send the bread, that my ex could buy her own food, and implied that I was sending the bread so my ex could have some. I was completely taken aback and reassured her that it was for my daughter, not my ex, and I thought it was ridiculous to be upset about it. However, my partner was still upset and started making comments about me sending other groceries or even getting back together with my ex. She seemed really upset and stormed off to pack her things and leave early for work. Later, I received a message from her saying that what I did was disrespectful to her and that I didn't respect her boundaries. I'm feeling confused, disappointed, and upset. I can't understand why she's making this about herself. I'm not sure if I should be upset with her or if I'm not considering her perspective enough. I did apologize for making her feel that way, but I honestly think it's immature. To make things worse, when I went to pack the remaining bread, I noticed that the package was torn open, and I can't help but think she did it. So here I am, unsure if I'm missing something or if my partner's reaction is out of line. What do you think? Should I be more understanding, or is this an overreaction? Comment 1. Anyone who would have such a reaction to a child taking home the bread that was bought for the child is not someone you should have involved in your kids' lives. She most likely did rip the package in a fit of brattiness. Gross. Your partner sounds like a jealous, selfish, and immature person. She will cause nothing but issues between you and your ex if this goes further. She thinks she has you locked in now that you're closing on a home together. Now her true nature is starting to show. Is this truly what you want in a partner? Is this jealous nasty streak something you're willing to tolerate? If not, get out now and close on the house yourself. Let her go. She isn't worth the headache, heartaches, and breaking the relationship you've got with your ex and children. Comment 2. It's bread, though. I don't understand why in the world she's so upset about it. It might be worth having a conversation when you get back in town. And also might be worth reconsidering closing on that house together. Comment 3. This is a glimpse into your future. A partnership with someone who gets mad over half a loaf of bread. She's going to undermine your co-parenting relationship with her insecurity. The mask is probably slipping now that she thinks you're locked in with the house closing. Comment 4. Stop. Do not buy a house with this person until you resolve this craziness. The jealousy is bad but possibly forgivable as a one-off, especially if something recently happened between you that made her feel insecure. Taking out her aggressions by damaging something that you gave to your daughter is beyond unacceptable. Like danger alert flashing red and alarms blaring. Absolutely not. Story 2. How do I, 25F, cope with my husband, 27M, just finding out he has a 3-year-old child? My husband, 27M, and I, 25F, have been together for almost 3 years and married for 1. We've known each other since I was 19 and he was 21, but we didn't start dating until I was 22 and he was 24. We had our first child last March, and I'm currently 4.5 months pregnant with our second. About 2 weeks before we found out I was pregnant again, my husband was served with child support papers for a 3-year-old child. He swore he never knew of the child's existence and wanted to do the right thing, which I agreed with. We hired a lawyer, and the months of waiting for the paternity test results have been looming over us. At the initial hearing, it was revealed that the other potential father was my husband's old best friend. I know this person, as my husband and I met through his best friend dating mine at the time. My husband didn't mention this to me. I even asked him directly if he knew who the other potential fathers could be, and he said no. I only found out from my husband's mother, who told my mother, who then told me. I wouldn't have been upset about the identity of the friend, but I am upset that my husband lied to me. It makes me wonder what else he's been dishonest about regarding this situation. We just found out today that he is the father. While we were expecting this, it hurts more than I anticipated. I'm sure my pregnancy is amplifying my emotions, but I feel betrayed. I'm grieving the life I thought we had, and I don't feel special anymore. I know some of these emotions are selfish, but I can't control how I feel. I can only control how I react. I understand this child was conceived before we were dating. I understand the child is innocent and caught in the middle. I would never treat him differently than my own children. I understand my husband is also going through a lot. I'm overwhelmed by hurt. How do I even begin to cope? Has anyone else gone through something similar and is willing to share their coping process? Update: my husband and I are going to attend counseling and try to navigate this together. I did some more digging and found a social media post where the mother stated she didn't know who her child's father was and needed a paternity test. This confirmed that my husband didn't know, which provided some comfort. While this is still incredibly hard, I'm trying to remember that my husband is also experiencing similar feelings. Since paternity was established, we've learned some concerning things about the child's welfare. I can't share details for legal reasons, but it seems this child is in a difficult situation. My husband and I are fortunate enough to be able to take in and care for another child. This child is half of the person I love, and all children deserve love, acceptance, and support, which is what we intend to offer. I understand coping will be an ongoing struggle. I'm also starting individual counseling and taking step-parenting classes. Only time will tell if I can truly handle this. Thank you to everyone who took the time to read my post, offer advice and support, and share your own experiences. It helped me see things from different perspectives and be more understanding and compassionate. Comment 1. I'm sure people will point out this lie he told about not knowing whom the other potential fathers were. Are you sure it was a lie? Are you sure he knew that his best friend really was one of the others? I think that, if that is the case, you need to ask him about it calmly, but firmly. Why did he feel the need to obscure this piece of information? Beyond that, if you want to make this work, and it sounds like you generally have good reasons to, he doesn't seem to have known about this any more than you did, you will need couples therapy. This is way beyond the pay grade of internet strangers. Comment 2. I don't understand the lie bit. Is it possible he could have genuinely not known his ex-friend was also hooking up with baby mama? You state that you asked him if he knew who they could be before the hearing. Maybe he actually had no idea it would be this ex-friend. I would just ask him now. Also, I just want to validate your feelings. This is really tough, and I can't imagine having to deal while pregnant too. No, he's not at fault if you didn't know. And yes, you can still feel upset and know that's not selfish or shallow. Basically, please don't be too hard on yourself. You're genuinely handling it like a champ. Comment 3. You breathe. Deep breaths. Your feelings are valid, and you will need to deal with them, or they will turn to resentment. Only you can answer if you can forgive the lie of omission. Just remember that all situations are temporary, and there is always light at the end of each tunnel. Take every day one at a time and enjoy all your kids. Life will throw so many curveballs at you. Best to learn to separate big emotions from any decision-making or life-altering conversations. I wish you all the best. Comment 4. You are going to need to process your feelings in the same manner as the 5 stages of grief. When you both are ready, some counseling would be in order for both of you. Story 3. My husband, 29M, told me, 29F, today that he feels like I deserve better. I'm 36 weeks pregnant being induced tomorrow. Here's some background. I felt my husband, 29M, has been distant for the past couple of weeks. I, 29F, am 36 weeks pregnant with our first baby and being induced tomorrow. We've been together for 12 years. Today, I approached him in tears, saying I didn't want to go into the induction with him feeling so distant, and asked what was wrong. He said that for the past 2 weeks, he feels like we're roommates, not in a relationship, which I agree with. We've both been dealing with a lot at work, family obligations, and preparing for the baby's arrival this weekend, leaving little time for just us. I've been asking him to go out at least once a week before the baby comes, but his work schedule is the opposite of mine, and he's been working a lot of overtime, so we haven't had the chance. We haven't been intimate in a couple of months, as he didn't want to as my pregnancy progressed, so I didn't push it. I know this is affecting our relationship, and I know he's feeling overwhelmed about becoming a father. He also said he's realized over the past couple of weeks that he hasn't treated me well in our relationship, doesn't make me a priority, and thinks I deserve better. He says he wants to be there for our daughter, but isn't sure if he wants to be with me. I asked if he still loved me, and he said, I think so. He mentioned trying therapy, but given our conflicting schedules, when I asked how he would make it work, he said, I don't know. This person, who is the absolute love of my life and my absolute best friend, was so cold, I didn't even recognize him. He left for work shortly after without saying much at all. I don't know what to do. I want to fight for our relationship and our family, but I feel so blindsided. I never knew there was such a big issue. I don't know how to just move on, especially with such a big life change ahead of us. Do I keep fighting? How do I make this work? Besides couples therapy, what suggestions might help get our relationship back on track? Comment 1. With the stress of having a newborn, you really need to make a pact with him that neither one of you will make any permanent decisions about your relationship until the baby is at least sleeping through the night. Emotions are running high right now. He needs to be there for you and for the child he helped bring into the world. Everything else can wait a little while. Comment 2. His timing could not be worse, and really it's only going to get harder and put more strain on the relationship because the baby will be consuming all of your waking energy. Opie, tell him you can talk in 6 to 8 weeks, but until then, you need him to be your partner and a devoted father. You are at your most vulnerable right now, and I hate that so many men get scared and run right when their partners need them the most. Comment 3. I will be honest, this feels a little like projection to me. Anytime someone goes all distant and then starts with the, you deserve better than me, it is typically from guilt. Maybe we need some more context as to why he has not treated you well. But for me, it appears that he is going through some type of crisis and trying to come up with an excuse to cover himself, so when he leaves you, he doesn't look like the biggest a-hole on the planet. Yes, this is a very tough time in a marriage, and there is a lot of stress, but this is supposed to be when you approach as a team and take it on together and become stronger. It's not a good sign that he is already acting like this before the baby is even born and you are massively sleep deprived. If I were you, I would try to delve a little deeper and find out the true reason behind his sudden shift. Comment 4. Yes, I do. So straighten your spine and be better. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.